here's where the magic happens. So, and somewhere between 4 and 6 years ago, I must have had around somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 questions on my Telegram account. It all added up. It all just like was adding up all over the place. Had like health issues I had to recover from, but we noticed that I kept getting the same questions over and over again, and also the nature of the questions. It went from things that were very simple and common to more obscure and esoteric. Kind of like my top 17% rating on programming Q&A site Stack Overflow. I think I joined in 2010. If I was to join today in 2025, it will be very hard to get that high reputation score today than back then, because naturally the questions move from being simple and common to obscure and esoteric. So that's just an active progression, really. I was on Ask FM when I was 16, and I moved from Ask FM to telling him when I was 25, and now here we are. So the questions just get more esoteric and complex. I mean, obscure, because time goes on. So, and I also noticed that I keep getting the same questions being asked over and over again. If not the same exact question, then there's an overlap question, like a Venn diagram. So I need to find a way to answer it. And usually what happens, if I answer in one sentence, one paragraph, three paragraphs, I just keep getting the same question over and over again. So we need to answer it once, have it concise, consolidated, and coherent, concise, consolidated, and co- coherent. Wait, that thing's loading. Take that loading screen. Concise, consolidated, and comprehensive. Yeah, comprehensive. So once we've got these three things down, it should then become very easy to just answer it once. There is a way to explain things. Oh yeah, it has to do that now. I need to upgrade my audio drivers, so, or even better, buy a new computer, a gaming one. So while you wait on that to load, oh, it's loading. So yeah, there's a way to explain things: an academic essay, assertion, then reasoning, justification, and then no assertion, justification, then reasoning and rationale. But in our post-schematic world, there's just thinking another way as well. But that's another type for another time about essays. So you've got these filters we can use to filter the questions. Here's one I made earlier. So that should all come in on the right hand side for me to filter through. There we go. So yeah, I've really filtered what topics that can be answered. So what I was working on now before I got spiked was the kitchen one. That was the blog article of 30,000 words, and you'll be able to see that over here. So if I open my project, it's going to be this one, the kitchen one, to refer to the kitchen table. And you've got all these topics. It's a topic column that you see highlighted. And if I go here, I want to go and do a nice column view tools. And if I go data summary, I think it is, and I get this topic, put that there, calculate it, get the count order bigger, easier to read, descending order, and yeah, so the most common topic was the kitchen one, about 170, 160. Then the mental health ones, you waited until, no, it's April, you wait until July to get that one done. Then, knock yourself out, can just give you the blog, knock yourself out. The blog, you just give you a blog article. So your cohesion, give you a nice little paragraph, then the blog articles. So, yeah, it's all, our plans all starting to come together. So basically, this is what I use for writing nowadays, because I did my first novel on paper, but when things get more complex and you want to have to plan from beginning to end, do you really want to, if you have to rewrite, do you really want to scrap your whole paper and scrap your whole paper? You have like 5 different notepads in what you could do here. So you can see, let's say, the questions which are being asked. So you can see the questions that were being asked, and they all seem very similar, but we can just point you to the blog. I don't want to be answering the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So once I've already answered it, that's it. It's concise, comprehensive, and consolidated. Well, I'd like to think it's concise, but my blog articles tend to range around 2,000 and 3,000 compared to the media industry, which is 8,000 up to 1,200, maybe 1,400 if they want to go a bit extra, or 600 if they want to go a bit shorter. But yeah, so we've got these notes as to the questions which were being asked, and you can see the asterisk next to the questions, I would think. Well, and we can see the answer that I gave on telling him, like this long explanation. And then you've got the blog article for my blog, where you can see my blog, where I've got more answers. Unfortunately, I've been spiked, so if you're wondering why my effects offline, that's why I'm going to have to put it online. I've got a backup somewhere, so we've got the nice answers, and you can link me to the blog. That needs to be written. That needs to be written. That needs to be written. These all ancillary additional information to it. And then you've got these diagrams, because you want to really explain things that you want to explain, because you get these like dating questions, and you want to explain what you want to explain, and you want to explain it once, but then you have to think about who is the audience that you want to explain to, and there's a way to explain to, and you have to presume what is their previous knowledge. I don't need that, but you have to think, what is their previous knowledge? What do they know? And I can't look at it like it's my friends, because we got people from like foreign countries or people who have different opinions to me, and you have to see what they know and what they don't know, and that they presume me wrong. That's a little topic you can get into later, about how to articulate and explain things. That's like writing essays. This is not really an essay question. So I'm going to stop this recording. Wait, not none.